Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris Ortiz, he took the words out of my mouth because Kaiju mentions, they'll put some butts in the seats. That's an unintentional nod to Tony Schiavone from the weekend of Raw in January '99, where it was announced Mick Foley was going to win the world title. Girls, this will be relevant to you because you know exactly what WCW used to do back in the day. Kaiji, one of the things they used to do during the Monday Night Wars, Nitro would purposely go on 3 minutes before Raw would go on the air just to give away the results because Raw was taped in those days, just to give them the results so that it would stop channel surfing and stay on Nitro on TNT, and it backfired that evening. Said, you just heard our competition, Mick Foley's going to win their world title. Well, that'll put some butts in the seats. All of a sudden, something like 3 to 4 million viewers switched over to USA Network to see Mick Foley beat The Rock for the then WWF title, and then they switched back over to Nitro. I think that was also the same evening that Kevin Nash gave Goldberg the finger poke of doom.
Oh my God.
He actually beat Goldberg by poking him in the chest and then pinning him for the belt. And I'm like, guys, I knew Nitro was desperate, but what the hell? Oh, no, that was Kevin Nash with Scott Hall. Excuse me.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't Goldberg. Yeah, it was Scott Hall.
Yeah, they tasered Gold. No, it was Hogan. Sorry, Chris. My bad.
I'm confused now.
Yeah, they tasered Goldberg, remember? That was so stupid. No wonder that company went under.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And if WWE's not careful, they're going to go the same way.
Yup.
The same guys on top with the same predictable scripts. It's like, oh, no wonder CM Punk walked out. And thing is, it's almost been... Next month, it'll be 3 years since he dropped the ultimate pipe bomb when he appeared on Colt Cabana's Art of Wrestling. I couldn't believe half the shit that went on in that company whilst he was there. I mean, the fact that they made him wrestle whilst he had a staph infection.
He almost died.
I know.
Yeah, I was going to say if he continued with a staph infection, depending on the kind it is, for example, Mercer, it would have gotten worse, and he would have either died, and if he didn't die, he probably would have had to have something amputated.
I think that's the one he had. He had Mercer.
I like where he says, he was just quote, paraphrasing what happened with it because he went to go see AJ's doctor over in Tampa, Florida, and he just goes, have you been working this or for about 4 months? It's like, you could have died. You should be dead right now. And he thanks his lucky stars that he got sorted there and then, because the first thing he was able to do once he had it removed, he was able to sleep finally.
Wow.
But then what happens, I think the WWE doctor then, sued him for libel. It's like, well, no, the only reason you're suing for libel is because they dished the dirt about your incompetency and you're just, trying to punish somebody who told the truth. It's like, no, hold yourself up, be accountable.
Yeah.
But then again,
they keep this up, they're gonna have another scandal on their hands, like the whole steroids debacle in the 90s.
Oh yeah, which Hogan actually testified against McMahon, which they actually, if you recall, a few SmackDowns before WrestleMania 19, they actually brought that up. Which makes me question how many of those hits during that street fight were legitimate. Although the one image that that is just so bone chilling is where McMahon's got a crimson mask all over his.
Oh,
yeah, and you see see his eyes just above the ring apron, and I think Michael Cole said something to the effect of, like, McMahon looks evil here.
Yeah, like that's the understatement of the century.
Yeah. But that, oh god. And
that look still gives me nightmares. I'm like, oh god, run! The McMahon is under my bed.
ugh. And then immediately after that match, it was the last ever confrontation between Rock and Austin.
Oh wait, that did happen. I'm sorry. I was gonna laugh at that, but no, it's like that was legitimate. I thought you were saying Rock and Cena. I was like, oh, I'm confused. I'm confused now.
No. That was not for a few manias yet. And good lord, I was glad when that rivalry was over with. Jeez Louise. You know, it was cute when
It get on my nerves. It was like, get on with it.
I mean, the stuff that Rock was saying when he first came back in 2011, it was classic Attitude Era Rock, but then leading up to the 2 WrestleManias afterwards, you could tell creative were saying, no, don't go so off key on the mic. Stick to the material we're giving you. It's like, you do know I come up with my own material, right? But unsurprisingly, 3 straight years in a row, I think Rock got the award for most charismatic man on the microphone from the Wrestling Newsletter Awards. I don't think Cena even got close in those respective years. Oh, funny thing, in a radio interview with Randy Orton, I think it was 2010 or 2011, he said, and I quote, "Cena is light years ahead of us on the microphone." I thought, what, boring people?
Well, then again, this is coming from Randy Orton, where it's like, I am Randy Orton. I will RKO you now. Look over there. Well, RKO. No.
When he was with Evolution, there was some character development, as you just pretty much said. Ever since he started going into this whole Terminator mode with him, it's like, okay, first of all, don't act like Arnold. Only Arnold could pull that off. Second of all, you should just, I don't really like to bring this name in, but just do the whole Benoit thing. No talking, get on with it, get in the ring, walk up to the back afterwards.
Yeah.
Orton is just not charismatic. And when you hear him pick up the microphone, you're thinking, oh, fuck.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
It was one time when Random was covering for me for writing on Raw, because, and everybody knows this out there, up until midway through season 7 on RDR, I wrote all of Oni's notes because I was sick and tired of him reading from WrestleViews. Like, no, write your own words because then people can buy into it. Random was writing the notes for Raw, and then we got on to the whole where, Orton is like a big ball of NyQuil. Then you just hear the pair of us quoting from Dennis Leary going, NyQuil, 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 we love you, you giant fucking Q. Again, Orton is one of those guys. Orton is one of those guys.
Make sure you're not operating heavy machinery.
No. Orton is one of those guys, as soon as he picks up the microphone, given the Brock Lesnar treatment, give him, a Paul Heyman to speak for him. So it's like, Orton, no, let me take that microphone for you. No. Because I was watching a couple of clips leading up to WrestleMania 20, and it was the SmackDown where Austin retrieved his ATV, because obviously Lesnar had stolen from it on Raw. As soon as I hear Lesnar talk, I'm like, oh, God, no. Nails on the chalkboard, anyone?
Oh, my God. I still have flashbacks to it. Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg. It's like, stay quiet. Stay quiet.
Please.
Edigish.
I mean,
it's like this is Michael Paul Heyman talks. No talkie.
That Paul Heyman is easily one of the best mouthpieces that company has ever had, bar none. I mean, he's up there.
Really is.
He's up there with Paul Bearer. Excuse me. No one that doesn't. The one that should never be allowed to have a microphone again. One name, Jillian.
Oh God.
Oh,
I have some PTSD from that.
What makes matters worse is that she did legitimately have an album on iTunes.
Yeah, unfortunately she did.
So did Zack Ryder, if you can remember.
Oh God, no.
L-Man should. Well, the thing I quit. I mean, someone comes up to me and goes, "How did he? Why did he make that video?" Like, I have a better question. Who allowed him to make it? I mean, he makes a video about Hosky, and I'm like, yeah, you have to put that out the last Raw that Eve Torres is contractually obligated to that company. It's like, really, dude? You could have waited till she was long gone. I don't know. And apparently they got Kevin Owens being drafted back to Raw soon. Which
really?
Yeah, apparently there's going to be like some implication at Hell in a Cell tonight where Owens just does something that makes Shano put him back to Raw, but then that leaves SmackDown at a disadvantage because all they're then left with is Shinsuke Nakamura and Jinder Mahal, who Jinder has to be said, he has no business being WWE champion.
He really does not.
Simply because, and I'm just going to state this, nothing to do with his background. Is because of the fact that he's not that great a wrestler. He's clearly done the juice, and he sucks on the mic.
Oh, yeah. Especially with the stuff they've been doing, the racial stuff that they've been doing with him and Nakamura.
I find it's like the worst common denominator when they have to reach the bottom of the barrel. I mean, I appreciate you've got to try. This doesn't just relate to wrestling. This, whether it be movies, radio, video games. I find whenever they got to play the race card to make a story more compelling, it's like, really? Do you have to go there? Yeah. Again, there's shocking people for the right reasons to make them sit up and take notice, and then there's pointless angles, which is what that is.
Oh, absolutely. And who do you think they're going to trade Owens for? If they're going to do this whole trade between Owens and Raw, what do you think they're going to get in exchange?
That is a good question.
That roster. Yeah. I want to say Braun, but it's like he's been doing fine on Raw. I don't know if to bring him over to SmackDown would make sense.
Yeah, and you said if he destroyed Enzo Amore, you'd bear his children.
Oh, absolutely, yes. My husbando.
At this stage, I don't know, because Raw's got its own fair share of problems at the moment with regards to star power.
Because they're barely getting back together.
Well, let's just face it. Roman is not getting over as a singles competitor in the world title picture. I mean, the fans have made it clear for quite a few years in a row. It's like, you're forcefully trying to push this guy. We don't like him. We'd rather you pushed, say, someone similar to Daniel Bryan or CM Punk, because they're the guys that we wanted over. But what did you do instead in 2012 and 2013? You pushed Cena and Orton. I mean, I think one poll put out, who do you want to see for the world title unification? Some people were in favor of a tournament, similar to what they did for Vengeance 2001 with then WWF champion Stone Cold, with then WCW champion Rock, taking on Jericho and Angle respectively, and the winners of those two matches would meet for the final for the undisputed title. And they said, well, let's have CM Punk face John Cena, because let's face it, at that time, Punk had Cena's number. Have Daniel Bryan face Orton. If you'd had Bryan and Punk in the final, buy rates would have gone for the roof. It's like, you want Cena versus Orton? No, we don't. You want to see it again? No, we don't. And then what did they do? And then they gave us the rematch at the 2014 Royal Rumble with fans chanting, "This is awful. We want refunds." And somebody even... And there was one point, for like 2 seconds, the audio was muted. Apparently someone chanted Chris Benoit that night.
Oh my God.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, and
Push the
there's this one guy who goes on, I forget the name, whenever he creates a new character for any of the WWE 2K games, gets instantly banned from the community because he keeps, you know, recreating Benoit. I'm like, dude.
There's trolling, and there's taking the trolling a little too far.
Considering what Benoit did. Oof.
Yep.
I've even heard of some people in the community making zombie Benoit. I'm like, what are you doing?
The fuck is wrong with you?
Random went one further. When we were playing, because we had X24 Rider down for one of the Rumble reactions for 2013, he recreated Benoit, but referred to him as Black Silhouette Man, as if he'd come up from the underworld, like he was just burnt to a crisp, and actually having him with Benoit's moves in the match. I'm like, okay, Random, I'm not covering you for that one. I was like, no, dude, you're on your own.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep. You do not push the Benoit button. You never push that button.
I mean,
why is there even a Benoit button? Who put that there?
Yeah, like there should be a Hogan button.
Oh, no. You shouldn't push it. It's right next to the Ethan button, though.
Only if it's one that'll eject him off of Twitter.
Oh.
Yeah. But of course, as most people know, Jericho blocked me not too long ago.
Oh.
Oh.
I'll tell you.
Surprising.
What did you do to get on his bad side?
Well, I obviously got put on the list because, to be fair to Jericho, I think he was just being in character. Because whenever he goes full on heel, he stays in character when he's making public appearances, so that people don't have the separation from what he is in real life and then what he's doing on screen. People he blocked, he just referred to them as stupid idiots or none of your business. Apparently, he smacked somebody's drink out of their hand at a live event, or it might have been on TV as well. And apparently, he didn't appreciate it being patted on the back. And all the guy said he was doing was just appreciating what he did for the show. And I chimed in saying, while I can understand your frustration, you do realize you're not really supposed to interact with the audience in that fashion, because then you're setting a bad example for people. And I never got any kind of response after that. He just straight up blocked me. And I'm like, wow, I got nothing.
That's the ultimate response. He just blocked you.
Yeah, but then he forgets. I can see what he's doing on Twitter via the Smackback and RDR Twitter pages. So there are ways of getting around it. Firebird just asked, wasn't paying attention. Who blocked you, MJ? Y2J, Chris Jericho, a wrestler, before you ask any further questions. And it has to be said, I'm pretty sure Lydia's on the same page with this. I'm so sick and tired of Jericho going heel route whenever he does come back. It's just, dude, we've seen this before from you. Stop. There are some who are good at playing heel. Triple H, Flair, Orton. Although with Orton, with the way his charismatic prowess is, you can't tell the difference between heel and face most of the time. Kane, I don't mind as a heel because he knows how to go to the full-on creepy when they actually allowed him to have his mask back on, which was idiotic to remove in the first place. But you get guys like Jericho, it's like, no, you're born to be a face. Please stay that way. Same thing with Austin when he went heel in 2001. It didn't work.
It was so cringy.
Because it was funny.
But the only good thing that came out of his heel run was the what chant. And I can't believe they're still chanting that 16 years later.
Oh, God.
The funniest time I've ever seen anybody silence the what chant with a crowd is when Undertaker said this in, it was either late April or early May of 2002, and he simply went to the crowd out of character. I tell you what, chant what again if you'd like to sleep with your own sister? And the crowds went, oh! I'm like,
oh my God. Man.
Oh, damn. Why don't I remember that? Because I was still watching at that time.
I just remember hearing that. I'm like, oh, well played, sir. Well played.
Jesus.
Mate.
I just still can't, again, I can't believe they're still chanting that all these years later. And it was, when Austin was doing that as a heel, it was irritating to begin with. It's like, your name is Hugh Morris. What? Do you think that impresses me? What? But when he turned face, I don't know, it grew on you. Like, I think it was 2 weeks before the 2002 Royal Rumble. McMahon ordered the lights to go out. All of a sudden, the glass breaks. There's Austin in the ring, and it's like, what did you say? What? You said you're going to make some New Year's resolutions? Stone Cold's going to make New Year's resolutions. I'm going to drink more beer. What? More whiskey. What? More vodka. What? More tequila. What? More red wine. What? It's when you get the fans participating, it's fun. The one I feel like they need to stop it with now is whenever Triple H and Steph are in the ring and they're still chanting CM Punk. It's like, guys, let it go. He's gone.
Yeah, that still bothers me a little bit. It's like, dude, let it die. He's moved on. They moved on. Let it go.
Especially when one time Steph goes, "Oh, that's right. That's why you keep chanting that, because all of you are quitters." And even he responded by saying, "Shouldn't you apologize for that because you call me a quitter in my hometown?" Again, as you said, he wanted to move on, but they just won't let him.
Exactly.
I think that lawsuit's still going on with him and that referee, and I'm like, wow, that's gotta be a longest lawsuit I've ever encountered. And that's when all the memes started popping up of, oh, half dead, clear to wrestle. Oh, you're not feeling good? Here's a Z-Pack.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
You cut the top of your head. Let's put some bandages on that.
Bandages fix everything.
I don't know.
Let's put some duct tape.